Hello Excel lovers. So in this video I'm going to teach you how to use Vlookup. Vlookup function is a very important function in Excel. You need to know that no matter what type of analysis you do, it's a very important function. And I'm going to start with the questions. And that question would be help us to understand the Vlookup function better. So the question is, find the country of these customers. And the customers, I've listed a bunch of customer names. And when you look at the right side, as a data analyst, you always get a table. And that table includes different information. You always need to have a glance at what you have on that table. For example, here the table consists of a customer ID, customer name, customer country, product sold, sales channel, unit sold, and date sold. And once you scroll down, you will see the list goes on. So you don't really need to go down the list. We can see that it's about 999 rows for this data, but it's regardless of a question. The question asks simply find the country of every customer. So what it essentially asks for us to go to this column, which is customer name, and for example find Arsenio Knowles, the first one, and returns the country, the customer country, which is probably in front of the Arsenio Knowles, or definitely. So for this we need to use Vlookup function. What Vlookup function does, you go there, put equal sign, and then put Vlookup. Once you put VLO, it will show the Vlookup and it with the explanation of what it does. You press tab, you will see the parameters that is required for the Vlookup function. So the first parameters which is required is lookup value. The lookup value is the cell or the data, the field that you are going to look for it, or you're going to search for it in the data table. So here we are going to click on the customer because we are going to, that would be our lookup value. And then once you put that, as it's explained on the Vlookup explanation, you put comma. And then after that it asks, you see the table array bolts out. So that means now you need to give Vlookup function a table array. There are different ways to define a table, but here we're going to simply click on the columns and define the table like that. So our table would be from I to O, right? But I'm not going to select it from I to O because Vlookup will look for the lookup value from the first column. So we need to include the first column as the customer name because we are looking for the customer. So my table array would start from J and will go to O. We can only go to K because we're looking for country, but I would rather include all the table. So our table array would be J to O. It could be J to K, but now it's J to O. Then we need another comma. Then it asks for column index number. Column index number would be the reference number from the column that the customer name is located on. Let's say if the customer name is found here, you need to offset 1 to the right to find the country. Or if it asked for a product sold, you would put 3 because the 1 is the first one, which is the same as the customer name or return itself. 2 would be customer country, 3 would be product sold, and so on and so forth. So here we put 2 as the customer, as the offset that we wanted to return. then again comma, and the last argument, last parameters that VLOOKUP function requires is a true or false. True means approximate match and false means exact match. So we usually, most of the times we want to use false or 0 because we want to find exactly the customer name. It has to be exact. So, and we close the parenthesis and press enter. So as you see, Malaysia, it found this customer. You just drag it down, the table array will stay the same because it's J2 entire column. Only the field is changing. Once you go down, you see it found all these customer names in the table and returned the value. That was a quick and simple VLOOKUP explanation. In the next video, I will explain